Welcome to this week's Generation 9 podcast. Your host, me, Martinez, along with Ehsan Farahi, Vlad Yudin, and Edwin Mejia. The Rat Pack is back.
Nice shirt, man. What is it, a bear?
It's a bear. Yeah, it's like a ghetto bear there. Nice, bro. Like a hood rat bear. I like it, though. I like it.
It's a time to become bear, man.
No, I don't like it, man. Who doesn't like a good bear and that should get mauled by them?
Teddy bear or bear?
A bear all day, man. I don't like actual teddy bears. They're annoying.
The grizzly.
No. I was the one that took them apart when I was a kid.
Well, this week we got a couple more questions for you, Vic, but we selected one specific question that we thought it would be very pertinent with training and bodybuilding. And that question was brought to us by Ben Andy 1. You're this week's winner of Dialed Moods. Your selection of Dialed Moods. Dialed your mood up with Dialed Moods Energy RTD. Incredible RTD drink without any jitters or any, side effects, which I think I love and you guys like here at Generation 9. So when comparing Equipoise and Deca, which one is better for your joint health and less likely to cause issues such as erectile dysfunction, going limp? Also, if you New York guys ever want to come down to Louisiana, you have to make sure it's during crawfish season. I like that. I'm definitely
doesn't like crawfish, by the way.
I don't know, man.
I love crawfish. Crawfish is amazing.
No, I'm saying Victor doesn't like it, so he wouldn't
crawfish
care.
in a po' boy sandwich.
He don't like fish. That's the point.
He doesn't like seafood.
Man,
Listen,
nothing
crawfish, I don't know. It's like eating juiced up roach. You know? That's what I feel like. I don't want to suck nothing out of a shell. I don't like the weird juices. You know what? But I'll have to say Louisiana, was it in Baton Rouge or no, it wasn't Baton Rouge. I get the city back out of my head, but they do have a great gym, man, called Reds, man. I have to give them a shout out because every time I went to, down by the bayou, it was definitely Reds gym, man.
Let's stay focused here, guys. Let's.
Okay,
I like how the guy says erectile dysfunction and then going limp, just so you understand what he's saying.
Erectile ED. Going limp, beat your freaking penis with a hammer, won't
EQ
wake up,
on
nothing. So to answer your question, so the EQ and Deca, I consider Deca, like I said before, like a Puerto Rican girlfriend, it's great, has great effects, lubes those joints, but at the same time, it'll take it, man. It'll take it right off.
That's a great
It's a perfect for joints.
I hope you guys got that analogy. For those that are not in New York,
bro.
that means you gotta be careful.
You guys take this too serious, come on. But I have to say EQ is just as good, but it won't have the benefits, won't have the benefits. Kind of like a white girlfriend, You won't have the benefits of having all the fun of throwing the weights around and really cracking your joints, and having the joint repairs. So the Deca, it depends if you're gonna choose one or the other. Make sure you get yourself checked up, before you choose which one. So the Deca is big time famous with a lot of power lifters. A lot of guys are going to throw weights around and really want to get those, being a mass giant. Mm-hmm. You're going to need it. It's going to give you the benefits, But I would suggest if you are going to use it, you're not going to ask your doctor. You're going to ask me, bro science.
Bro science.
I recommend using it 3 months at a time, with 3 months break. That way you kind of give yourself a nice little space in between, because if you are doing it for 6 months, man, you're going to suffer, man. You're going to suffer, especially if you're going into winter, man. You ain't smashing, bro. You're gonna regret it. But right now we do have, kind of to keep that balance. You could do the Deca if you do have the joints problem. You could have the Cialis and all that to keep that balance going along. But it's just more drugs. You don't want to deal with that. So I suggest cycling it, stopping it. EQ is just as good, but it won't have the benefits of, lubricating your joints and having strong joints and the mass, And again, the EQ again is, you know, it's for horses. You want to be a horse? Go ahead, bro.
So you're picking Deca over Equi.
Yeah.
Again, for the benefits. You have,
Got it.
you know, for the benefits of lifting heavy and really
joint.
and the joints. But you know, just wrap up your joints because you don't want to leave it all on Deca to do all the work. So if you definitely use the knee wraps, use the elbow sleeves, you know, still use it. If you feel no pain, use it because why wait till you feel the pain, you know?
Yeah.
And again, that's just to help you lift a bigger load on the weights and you won't be dropping no loads in the bed.
And this is only if you must use.
If you must use it.
We'll never promote that here. I just wanted to answer the questions.
If
but
you're
it's
gonna do it
only-
anyways, do it the right way, you know? But the best way is the don't use way. And again, it's just
Using Deca for the joint thing, it's very old school concept. Right now, SARMs is really helpful.
SARMs is good, but you're
SARM,
gonna go
yeah.
blind, man. You're gonna have blurry issues. It's just SARMs. It's just, you know what?
or
it's
peptide,
new. It's too new.
Peptide.
Peptide's all right. You're gonna probably get a good, you know, 30%.
What's the T5000?
T500,
T500,
BPC.
PBC, yes.
It's good again, but it's, you know, it's gonna take a lot of treatment, a lot of uses, constant uses. You have to stay on it. You can't just be missing, you know, your therapy on it, you know. And again, now we have the doctors to monitor what we're doing. Use the doctor, use the wellness clinics, you know.
Yeah, the TRT.
Use it, your TRT, you know. Use it. If you have the money, spend the money.
Yeah.
Don't be a cheap rich guy. If you don't have the money, you don't have the insurance, you know, you can, you know, dose yourself, but be careful and just cycle it right. Don't.
It's actually a good point what you just said, Vic, because if you, let's say, not financially stable, maybe you should not do steroids at all because
Definitely.
you're opening up so many cans of worms.
Definitely.
You're not gonna
You know what
be
I'm saying?
monitored, looked after by a doctor who, you know, sees you, big smile on his face because you're paying his bills, you know. Don't be that guy who's just like, you know what, I'm gonna do it anyways, you know, out of anger issues, you know,
That's a good, yeah, and that's a,
physical issues. Like,
and that's a
don't-
good question, right? Like for a normal person like that wants to get into on TRT or something, what would be like the standard average cost to like do blood work to get go to the TRT, get a dosage? What would you say is on average the cost per TRT customer?
It could be as little as $500 to $700 a month, or as much as $2,000 to $3,000 a month.
Wow.
Would you feel a difference
So
between
500 is a minimum for like a normal person?
Minimum, and that's just with a little bullshit test.
Yeah.
You know, they're like doing these little 30 milligram, you know, pokes and just little bullshit amounts just to keep you at least floating so you won't feel your hormones crashing, your depression and all that. And then you have the guys who just want to go full blown with the GH and everything else. Mind you, the 500 is not going to, you know, include the
crazy.
GH. Once you start in GH, the up cost and
So you need to have money to do this stuff.
and the blood work alone, you know.
So if you're like a normal guy and not never been on PEDs and you want to get on TRT, it would still be around 500?
Focus on getting yourself financially stable and circle that back, you know. It's kind of like being broke and trying to get a girl.
Interesting.
Like, come on, man. Like, can you get a girl with money? Yeah, but then she'll own you, man. Get your own money, you know. Get
You have
your
to
own
think,
money.
this is your body. This is not your car
A
or
lot of
bike.
girlfriend references in this episode.
You know, to put it in perspective, it's one of these things where a guy wants to go in and you know, girlfriend or boyfriend, I don't know what you like, you know, or whatever, but it's either one, you know. Get yourself straightened out where the less you need people, you know, to have yourself, your lifestyle, you know, the better you'll be. You know, once you start needing, they'll cut you off. Imagine having a girlfriend paying for your TRT. You know, she'll cut you off. You're gonna have a bad crash. You know.
Imagine your girl's paying for your TRT. That's crazy.
But you know,
I seen it.
Really?
man.
For real?
Guys, there's guys that don't have no self-esteem, man. That's it, bro.
Wow.
TRT concept right now, they become much easy for person wants to be using the steroids or going that way, because one doctor is actually monitor you. They make everything for your blood work, for your body, exactly what you need. I mean, it's easy to I buy a spray and I'm painting my car. Or I bring my car to body shop and then painting is as a professional.
Exactly,
It's completely it's exactly the same thing. When you're buying the steroids, and at the black market, and then you go to the bathroom and injecting yourself.
Or even better, representing yourself in a court of law. You don't want to do that, man. You don't represent yourself, bro. Get that Jewish lawyer, man.
No, everything is right. When you're doing TRT, everything is right, and you go into you achieve your goal faster and better and healthier.
Yes, do it right. It's available now. We didn't have this before. A lot of guys are having issues that, were just self-diagnosing. Now you have it. If you are going to do it, I definitely recommend just going to the wellness clinic.
Okay, it's enough. I think we advertising TRT people's enough.
Yeah, so
They're rich as it is already. Right?
Just saying. We're going to do it right, man.
Ben Andy won. You're this week's winner. That was a great question. Hopefully that helps answer your question, and hopefully that helps answer a lot of other people's questions about your normal cost for TRT, and it's pretty good a question and answer. Thanks again to our sponsor, Dialed Moods. Dial your mood up with Dialed Moods. No crashes, no jitters.
Hello?
Highly recommend you guys check them out.
Please, guys, send your questions below in the comments for Victor and Vic.
Keep them coming, guys.
Right?
Yeah, keep them coming, guys. Like I said.
One of the things that comes up all the time, and always in places like New York as well, and other states, but I mean, obviously we're in New York, so we talk about New York school systems and our kids and people in our families, right? Vic, you have kids, so how important, and I know how important it is. Do you talk to your kids about health, nutrition? And for instance, like in New York, there's always a question and always a statements about how kids should be, provided nutrients and nutrition and phys ed. But should public schools improve physical education in schools and actually teach kids about lifting, right? Because one, there's people that say, hey, you can improve PE classes with lifting. And then should there be PE classes be removed from schools that completely are a waste of time and are not advising kids accordingly? Now, me growing up, my experience in New York, I can tell you that I was a phys ed teacher and we would just play sports.
Like different sports and every.
We would play volleyball one day. Right. One day we would play soccer.
We actually played.
Yeah, one day we would play soccer. One day we would play dodgeball. But the point is, that's as far as it went, And
but did you learn anything, or you just?
I don't think I really learned anything. I think I learned how to do a push-up one day in class.
We just killed time. We killed time. That's
you killed time.
That's my point.
So that's a good, it's a good question. It's also a good, point.
You're asking the school system. I understand that it's cool, it's fine, but at the end of the day, tell you the truth, without putting everything in the school system, which is government and government issue, red tape, all that crap, it's not gonna happen that quick anytime soon. It's gotta start at home, man.
100%.
It has to be at 100%.
Home. But should the phys ed, if it's not teaching anything to the kids, should it be just canceled? What's the point of wasting time?
No, they gotta use that time
the
to
physical activity in school right now is really, really awful. If you look at the back then, like 70s, early 80s, school activity is completely different. Completely. I mean, I was watching the one documentary. They're showing the high school. High school sport activity. It's exactly like army or CrossFit
in America.
In America. Yeah. So right now we don't have such a things. We don't have pull up, push up, jumping, rolling up. We don't have those anymore.
I mean, we used to love it because we used to actually go in and we actually challenge each other. They had the pegs on the wall. We used to say who can go up and down number of times. We used to go up 10. Bang! I think one of my friends, Jesse King, I believe he did it 15 times. Up and down, man. I mean, great.
That's good.
And you build bicep, guys. Right. As a matter of fact, the old school one was, my friend brought up, and I totally forgot this, but to have big arms in junior high school, it was simple. It wasn't even curls. It wasn't doing, it was just climbing the rope. if you can just climb the rope,
Yes.
you can have huge arms,
Yes,
man. You
shoulder,
know,
arm,
So-
balance, core. You have to hold your core to go up.
He
I
just
mean, we
threw
don't
me
have it
back with
anymore.
that because I remember, yes, now because we indoctrinated in bodybuilding, we know bicep curls, do preacher curls, but in reality, the original one was simple.
'Cause you're
Pull-ups,
pulling, you're pulling.
pull-ups, and the rope. You get
Rope.
that rope going, man, you're gonna have some crazy python forearms,
Yeah.
But it should be you learning something like lifting, for example.
Yes, they
right?
should.
Or you don't have a class at
Yeah.
all.
Yes.
So what do you think? What are your thoughts on that, Vic? I mean, obviously, do you tell your kids what they should be eating, how they should be training, and what they should be dedicated to in schools for phys ed?
I don't show them what they should be eating because I only eat what I bring home, and that's good food.
But we're talking about
organic food, but the school system, yes, in cahoots with the home and everything, they should teach because then you have the kids who are smarter now. They'll easily tell the mom, I'm not giving you my phone. They snap back, so
Right.
they should teach it in school. So when they do go home and the mothers want to buy all these sugar-filled food, processed food, call them mom, be like, Mom, that's not healthy.
Right.
That's why I feel like we should focus specifically talking about school system because at home you can teach your kids whatever you want, but we're talking about school, and that's the next topic is of course.
Well, you teach it in school, they bring it home.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So good eating habits,
yes.
right? Why schools don't implement that?
And if you're teaching in school, that means you're fixing in future.
Yes.
Because the kids is growing and then they remember, they learn exactly what they learn in the school. They're not repeating at least with inside the home, I understand your point. You have to start it in the home. But if the kid's not learning anything in school, doesn't matter what the mother or father
Yes.
tell them in home.
No, in school, they got to change it from killing time, But at the same time, you got to remember that there's also a connection with school. For example, I went to my daughter's school. And I say, hey guys, you guys take any donations for equipment? I move equipment here and there, I sell some. You guys want to buy, hit me up. But I looked at the equipment setup and I looked at it and I said, oh, you guys should have spent here about $100K from what I see. You know what was the number they came back with? Oh, we just spent $350,000 on this whole setup.
What?
So it goes back to contracts. It's a big scam in this
Government
country.
contracts.
Government contracts is a big scam in this country
yeah.
because it basically goes to somebody they inflate the prices.
And they pocket the money.
They get a kickback
Right.
to whoever connected them with
Right.
that, and they
Wow.
put shitty food, and that's what's going on with the food. I saw that with the weights. Why isn't this going on with the food? Same thing.
Nobody wants to talk about that.
I feel like that's how half of the business is done in New York. Half of the business, whether it's roads, construction.
Oh, the roads, come on, man. These roads, they don't even last 10 years, man. And how come in Japan they last 20 years? That's another big scam, bro.
I brought my
no good
ring.
roads in Jersey.
Definitely not in Jersey.
No good roads in Jersey. I come
get-
here nice and smooth on a single pothole.
Yeah,
the
on my
here,
way
bro.
on my way here, I almost get my windshield shattered every time. So
I'm telling you, in Jersey, all you hit is either freaking potholes or actually real potholes.
So basically,
It's bad.
so Vic, what you're
Scam.
saying is they're not going to improve the gym systems in schools or the quality of food because of the corruption.
Contracts, the corruption, the contracts is going to one single individual year after year, whoever they vote for, and that's why we're gonna keep having the food options. I pay for school food, but in reality, my daughter taking food from home is 10 times better. So
Right.
it actually has to start in the school, but because of the red tape and the bureaucratic crap they
yeah, and you have a
there.
daughter in Boston, and I know you have kids here in New York. Like, what is there? Do you notice any difference in the school systems in terms of what they eat?
Man, you can't compare, bro.
Boston is better?
What's good?
Dude, you can't compare.
Boston's
Boston
better.
is a school city, man.
Oh, okay.
Boston is top notch, man. You can't mess with. Remember, that's where the Pilgrims landed, bro.
I personally feel like if the phys ed classes is not going to teach kids anything, they should just cancel them and give them recess. You know what I mean?
You can, but they need. But some kids, believe it or not, that's the most physical activity they get
In the
Yeah.
phys ed class?
in school.
Oh yeah, that's very true.
Once they get home, you have the computers, you have the
That's a good
phones. you can't take it out.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
1 hour is the most they're gonna get. So they need a better, structured program.
And you could tell because sometimes I remember being in school like at that age, and you see it now. You see like kids that are really into phys ed, and some kids that are dreading going there because they do no physical activity. They
None at all.
They hate playing sports.
Yeah.
They sit on their asses, in their butts all day long.
Yeah.
And you see it. I mean, but you're right. That's probably the activity of the day, besides them hanging out in their rooms all
Yeah,
day.
they can't take it out. They just need a better structure. That's it. And they actually can hire, a few people that can actually do exercise programs. I don't even care if it's CrossFit. It's better than nothing, I mean, I think in my high school, I protested the workouts because she had a pretty good gym in Brandeis, George Washington, Brandeis. Yeah, I went to a lot of high schools, man. But they have a weight room, and the stuff I learned through flags, I told the teacher, like, you're just letting us do whatever, but most of these kids don't even know how to follow a routine.
Wow, you challenged the teacher.
No, I did. And he goes, well, what are you going to do? I'm like, well, let's do a different routine every day.
Wow.
And he said, well, let's see how you, and it actually worked, and it was great. And he basically let me freestyle
amazing.
in the gym, man, for the
They
whole
don't have
awesome.
any plan. It sounds like they don't
Did
have
you go to
any
school with
plan.
Manny Ramirez?
They just opened the class.
Yes.
You did, right?
Manny Ramirez was the talk when you got there, man.
Because he was in GW.
They pulled him out of high school. He didn't even go to college. They pulled him out
That's
straight
right.
out of high school.
He didn't even make it, right?
No,
But he's in
he
that area.
didn't need to make it. He was
Right.
good.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Blessed.
Manny Ramirez was the talk of the baseball, and everybody wanted to get now into baseball thinking they're going to be seen, and no, it didn't happen. Man, but we had pretty good football. Washington is up there in Washington Heights, but I would have to say it's the only school that had a football field. In
Right,
Manhattan.
right. Yeah, my cousin played for them.
Yeah. So it was pretty cool.
I think the question now becomes, right, do you think kids that have parents that are into training and lifting have better discipline than the parents that don't? Do you see that a lot?
Yeah, they do. They do because they see it. Now they're seeing it, that not in school, and they see it.
Right.
Like I didn't teach my daughter. I didn't teach my son.
Yeah.
But they eat healthy.
You see that? You see guys like Jerry Pritchard's son and Eddie Hall's son setting like deadlift records.
Man,
in
those
these kids.
are something else.
Yeah, it's in their blood though, man. It's like second nature. You can't compare a parent that's, physically fit, to a parent who obviously has never worked out.
Right. Like shout out to Brandon Curry and Brandy. They have kids that are they're like genetically gifted. These kids. If you look at them, you could tell they're going to be like Division I star athletes.
Yeah, but that's good parenting too, man.
They have kids that are like we got to put a picture of the video on the screen because these kids are like they're running through players in college. It's crazy.
You mentioned Brandon and Brandy, also Stan McQuay and his wife Michelle. You seen their kids? Well,
Yes.
elite. Like, again, my kids do their sports and everything. It's different though. But when you go to a school system that's within play that they can just easily do it, it's way different.
Yeah. It's different. I feel like also it's different when you're out of New York City.
You're over here, you really have to make it work. On this side, you really have to make it work.
Yeah, it's hard here.
Certain places, it's just there. The programs are there. You have to take advantage of them. Parents have to take advantage of what the school offers and then now
implement
get the kids involved. That's all they have to do, simple. But we get caught up in the rat race,
Yeah.
And we get lost. That's what happens. So parents, pay attention and get them going, man.
Speaking of nature and stuff like that, Mike Ahern was having a conversation on the show a couple of weeks ago, actually. And he was having kind of like a debate about, what society thinks of you aging, right? So it's like the 20-year-old guy should be a certain way, a 30-year-old guy or woman should be a certain way, 40. And he's trying to break the mold. He's saying that, like he works on his body and his physique.
He's an alien.
He's an alien. Yeah. So he looks at, he's almost 60 years old now. Maybe he's 60 already, right? And
60?
He's 50. He was 58 like a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
right?
I think he's 60.
I think he's 60 this
Mike
month.
Ahern is 60?
59 or 60, yeah.
And obviously he looks a certain way, right? So
He looks 39.
No, that's crazy.
what do you guys think about aging, right? Should people be taking every precaution possible of preventing aging, or is aging gracefully actually a good thing?
I think longevity, and I'll have Vic speak on this, but I think longevity, doing it the right way, growing old gracefully but healthy,
Yes.
is the right way. Optimizing your age to the fullest potential, at least for me, is the way I want to look at it. And obviously our readers at Generation Iron feel the same way. But Vic, what do you think? I mean,
Yeah, now when you bring up Michael Hearn, that is not fair, man. It's just not fair. You know, you can't put the pressure on 60-year-olds
approaching 60.
approaching 60 or, you know, or in the mid 50s trying to, you know, use Mike as a template. You could use that as a motivation. But it's not fair if you're doing construction for half the year, you know, you're a freaking hard worker and you don't have the
Victor,
means.
you kind of like a Michael as a bodybuilder. How
Held
old are you
together
now?
by Scotch tape, you know.
Well, Micah Hearn, to be fair,
Yeah,
he works a lot on,
Yeah,
on
he
his-
works a lot.
He goes to
Yes.
sleep like at 8 p.m., wakes up at 5. He trains hard. I mean, he works hard, obviously, but he takes care of his body.
5 is in the gym. He's finished the second set.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes to bed on his alien regenerating pod or something. But you know what? Again, you can use him as a motivation. Having anywhere 30, 40% of what he has is great.
Yeah.
But there is no rule. You shouldn't be I'm a certain age, so let me just freaking get my dad bod going and drink beer all night. You know,
Just give up on life.
you just can't give up, man. Throw the towel. You can't do that. You have to do something for yourself, because whether your kids depend on it, you have no kids, for yourself. The main answer is just for yourself. You can't just quit, man.
Yeah, you have to you have to take care of yourself, because no one take care of you.
You
I
have
mean,
to
it
take
doesn't
care of
matter. You
yourself.
have a wife.
No,
father,
especially
mother.
now.
Yes, no one cares.
I always say this: if you're financially stable and you look like crap, you know, it's because you choose to.
You've said it many times on the show.
I always say, I'm gonna keep saying it, is because you choose to, man. There's so many services. There's food delivery. There's trainers.
Yeah.
There's treatments. It's like, dude, you can't lie to yourself anymore. Your jig is up, man. That's it, man. You can't do that.
Quick question. I mean, now that we're on the topic of age, right? Like, Vic, do you know of any like I this is a question for me and some people that I know, like, what peptides can you take or should you take to improve your health or improve
Your health.
muscle development? And in a way, like, you know, because right now peptides are kind of like that shaded area where it's not illegal, but it's not necessarily like fully legal, but it's like there's a lot of benefits to peptides that a lot of people I know take, from people, Joe Rogan, Michael Hearn, and a few others. Do you know of any peptides
Micah Hearn is natty, though.
that you would recommend?
Yeah. Natty, no. There's too many. There's too many, and we'll have to say.
Do you have a top 3 that, let's say, a normal guy wants to take?
I'm not gonna recommend, but I can send you, you know, Dr. Mailing and Hackensack. He's the doctor. You know, for me is, how healthy are you? I will not send you to the peptides without realizing or knowing how healthy you are.
Okay, so for me,
You know, because it's basically, you gotta get the blood work. You know?
Yes.
I don't know how much goop you have in your blood. You know.
Yes.
You know, check your pipes. I don't know. You know, so I'm not gonna send you right away to the freaking gauntlet without. You know,
no, it makes sense. You guys
Last
are,
week,
health
I had a
first.
client. He bring his blood work. His testosterone is 85.
Yeah.
And
Less than a baby.
I look at him and say, your testosterone is very low. And then I check his vitamin D is low too. So I give him the overdose vitamin D. And then next month he goes to check his blood work. His testosterone come back to normal, to become 265.
wow.
There you go.
Just from the vitamin D.
See, but you're a good trainer. You're an advanced trainer. There's trainers that just take people because of the money, the cash, or whatever.
Oh,
they don't
that's
even
nasty.
care what
Are you guys
they
familiar
do.
with Brian Johnson? I think we spoke about it before. Brian Johnson,
Yeah.
this gentleman right here. He's
The-
47 years
That's
old.
that guy
yeah.
who
The
takes
millionaire
his son
that's,
blood. Yeah,
He's a tech millionaire or billionaire or whatever. He's 47 years old, and he's spending, I think, something upwards of $2 million per year to make himself look as he's 18 years old. Does he look like 18? 18
Not at
years
all,
old.
man. Work on your neck. Your neck looks old. You got an
We're
old
gonna show a
neck.
picture,
You
right?
got an old neck.
I mean,
it's
I
too
hear-
webby going on. And
I hear he looks pretty incredible in person. I don't know if that's the
I'm
case.
sure he does. Just a bad picture, bad lighting, man.
Yeah, but you know, he's been testing all these products and testing all these skincare routines, night routines, and it's pretty impressive considering how much he's investing into it. At the end of the day, it's a ploy for business, buy-in. However, I think there's a lot of things that you can take from it that are positive for fitness, training, nutrition.
But what he
and
does is not real. It's not realistic. You know?
Yeah, $2 million per year. I mean,
It's not necessary.
do you think people should just also just age maybe? I mean, to look like 18 when you're 47,
Entire
why?
history, human was hanging for anti-aging. They were searching for something to bring back.
Sure.
I mean, they started the pharaohs until
So
right now.
it's always been with us.
It's always the human thinking about anti-aging, stop aging. I don't think the look-wise is a problem. You have
how
to
you
look
feel,
inside you.
health.
Yes,
Right.
the mental, your heart, which is two things. Is it one of them is an engine, one of them is like a leader. Your brain and your heart. If these two is healthy, you can do anything you want. But if your heart is not healthy, which is inside, your organ is not healthy, and your mental you're not healthy, you cannot do treadmill. You cannot do walk. You cannot do anything. I mean, to me, anti-aging is a two things: is brain and the heart. These two, if they're healthy,
Physical capability, your joints,
Exactly.
your back,
and then you have to go to look at those things. If your mental is not healthy, I mean, the doctor told you go to the gym to work out. You can't. First, you have to fix your
I think
head.
Brian Johnson needs to do like some kind of a video with Michael Hearn, and maybe they should change their ways.
That would be a great
Probably,
collab.
man. I wouldn't doubt
That'd be a
that.
great collab.
I mean, he's probably doing it already.
Maybe.
He doesn't like publicity like that.
And then the second part is going to the Victor award. You choose. You choose what you be. I mean, I know a person that don't have a dime, but every morning, 5 o'clock, he wake up and run for 2 to 3 miles.
Yeah. I'm gonna do
without
my,
any expense, without any, you don't need
Doesn't cost
anything.
anything, right?
So
You
Vic,
don't
I'm
need
gonna
anything.
announce to our viewers. Eventually, I will do my blood work, and I will try to do a trial session myself.
You want to announce
through
it? You want to announce it here and read it and see where your blood work is?
I'm going to announce it on the network. I'm going to go through the motions, get
through
the
the
blood work, and then get some recommendations from Vic, and get you guys a transformation video.
Yeah, that's it, man. Remember, guys, living to the fullest does not mean get fat and sloppy.
That was good.
It's like, it
a
doesn't
quote.
mean that.
That was a code.
Should be on a t-shirt.
That was a code without gear.
I remember before the 60s, we used to have fat clubs. How fat you were determined your level and status in life.
Now they have clubs where you need to have a certain amount of money in your bank account to get in.
Yeah, needless to say,
That's crazy.
all the members in the fat club died of a heart disease, Remember to always follow us, like, comment. Any of our prior episodes you like to watch, go to iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you stream your podcasts. Thank you for your support. Keep watching.
What is up, guys? Keem Williams here, and I'm here today in the Muscle Meds warehouse with this amazing product. It's called Aromatest. Aromatest is a natural aromatase inhibitor that's going to keep your estrogen levels low. Elevated estrogen levels can lead to three things: a bloated look, which is caused from water retention, increased body fat, and also gynecomastia, which are three things that you definitely want to avoid. So head to the website today at www.musclemedrx.com and try the Aromatest today.